roll call to establish presence of quorum. Ward 1.
Here.
Ward 2.
Aye. Here.
Ward 3. Here. Ward 4. Here. Mayor here. We do have a quorum. We don't have, did we have anyone that planned on speaking right now? We don't have a card from anyone that said they were citizen to be heard. If we don't, we will continue. If you do, we'll raise your hand so I can recognize that.
Just a question, being I'm on the agenda, do I need to sign?
No,
something?
ma'am, you sure
Okay,
don't. We'll
that's
get
what
to
I
you.
thought.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. I have a proclamation we want to read and a couple of other things that we're going to do, and then another matter to deal with. This proclamation is for observance of Arbor Day. Whereas the city of Rockport recognizes the importance of trees in enhancing beauty and community, improving air quality, conserving water, reducing energy costs, providing habitat for wildlife. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, with Texas first observed Arbor Day in 1889 under the leadership of the Texas Forestry Association. And whereas the observance of Arbor Day week, November 7th through 15th, 2025, encourages all citizens to plant, nurture, and celebrate trees as vital contributors to the health, sustainability, and livability of our coastal community. And whereas the City of Rockport Parks and Recreation Department has remained dedicated to rebuilding and restoring the city's tree canopy following the devastating loss of trees caused by Hurricane Harvey in 2017. And whereas the annual tree giveaway program hosted by the Parks and Recreation Department has continued to promote environmental stewardship, community involvement by providing free trees to residents to plant throughout the city, with this year's giveaway held on October 10th, 2025. And whereas trees not only add beauty to our neighborhoods and parks, but also play an essential role in reducing stormwater runoff, cooling the environment, and improving the overall quality of life for current and future generations. Now, therefore, I, Tim Jaro, by virtue of the authority invested in me as mayor of the city of Rockport, Texas, do hereby proclaim November 7th through 15th, 2025 as Arbor Day week in the city of Rockport, and encourage individuals, businesses, schools, and civic organizations to join in this effort by planting and caring for trees, fostering a stronger connection between residents and the natural environment, and preserving our beautiful community for generations to come. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Rockport to be affixed this the 14th day of October 2025. There's the park department folks here to get this handed to them. If not, we'll get it to them later. I don't see anyone. All right. Next item on the agenda, the city manager talking about tenure today.
It's all right, I'm loud. Tenure Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month. We actually missed one a month or so ago. So Stephanie, if you want to come on up here, I'll appreciate it. Stephanie has been with us for 15 years, y'all. She started as a dispatcher with Lee, and then she worked for Chief Jaro, and now I think he had something to do with you going to the academy, and now is with Chief Garcia, so she's touched us all in the city. And, I just want you to know how much we appreciate you, and thanks for sticking with us. We're grateful you're here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Speech. She also put together the neighborhood night out the other day, and a lot of folks missed it for the first time. We had large crowds generally, and the crowd was off somewhat, but it was well received by the people that were there, and the drone and things that the police department brought out there got everybody's attention. We're going to move on the agenda that's further back on the page than this, and consider the approval of the utility bill surcharge fund disbursement report and annual reports from Fulton, Lamar, and Rockport Volunteer Fire Departments, authorizing agency disbursement and unrestricted funds obtained through voluntary contributions based on utility connections. I was notified shortly before the meeting that we had lost our fire chief from Fulton today. David Mays passed away and is being brought back for funeral arrangements and so forth. So before we do anything else, we're going to have a moment of silence. We're going to say a brief prayer for Becky and for their family, and then we will let Robbie come and give us our numbers and so forth. But we're going to do that. If y'all would give us a moment for, let's say a prayer for that family and be in thought for the guys from the Fulton Fire Department. Our God and our Father, Lord, we thank you for the privilege of coming in together and worshiping briefly in your name, and thankful for a country where we can do that. We want to thank you for the life of David Mays and the work that he did with the Volunteer Fire Department in Fulton. He's been with them for years and worked tirelessly. And God, we ask you to be with his wife, Becky, and the rest of the family. We pray that you'd give her peace and comfort. Watch over each one who is very close to him and that family, and give them peace. Watch over each one that continues to work with the fire departments in our community, because they're a huge asset to our community and very important to us. We thank you for his life, and we ask you to bless that family. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Robbie, go right ahead.
Pilgrimage where we put together and see how much donations there's been for the previous year, 4 years, and those monies are then tabulated and they are split. Lamar, of course, gets the utility surcharges that were collected there for the gas meters, and then the Rockport and Fulton divvy up the rest, 77 and 23% as per agreement. These monies again are voluntary monies, and we certainly encourage people to participate as much as possible. It's $3 per connection charge. We kept it flat for this year, and this year this is going to be the last year for Lamar, because Lamar, the gas was sold. I wanted to say that I have been in touch with Bill Mahaffey. Talked to him about that. He said to leave everything the same as what we're doing right now. And then I gave him the chief's phone number as well, just so that they can be in contact and see what they want to do moving forward. I just wanted to say that we've addressed that.
Okay.
So the Rockport Volunteer Fire Department this year looking a little over $267,000. Fulton about almost $80,000, and Lamar a little over $12,000. So we're grateful for the citizens and the voluntary contributions in that manner. I guess I'll turn it over to
Thank you. If gentlemen from the fire departments, if you'll meet me up here, I'll give you your checks. I thank you. It seems like every year about this time, the gentlemen come in here and they tell us a little bit about the things that they've done, the calls that they've had and so forth. And we thank them profusely, tell them how much we appreciate it, and then the rest of the year we don't tell them very often. But you are a very vital part of our community. I don't know what we would do without you. There are a lot of people that have no idea that you're volunteers. They think that you pay folks just like everybody else, which lets us be a little bit thankful that we should be. Thank y'all so much for all you do. I hate that David is not here. Last time I saw him was at one of the Christmas parties, and he was doing fine. But thank y'all for all you do. I have got Lamar. If y'all got anything you'd like to tell these folks, you're welcome to, but I understand you're trying to get something.
Oh, it's I really don't have much. I just appreciate it. As y'all know, Brad, that cost of everything has gone up in the fire service. So it's
Appreciate it.
Okay, back to where we started out. Next item on the agenda will be the consent agenda. The following items may be acted upon in a single motion. No separate discussion or action on any of the items will be held unless pulled at the request of a member of the city council. Y'all wish to remove any of those? If not, do I have a motion?
No, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
And a second. Any further question? And we'll call for a vote. Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It is unanimous. Item number 6, under ordinances, resolutions, public hearings. Consider approval on second and final reading of ordinance 1994, adopting the 2025-2026 pay scales for pay plan A of the job classification and compensation plan for the city of Rockport, identified as Exhibit A with an effective date of October 1st, 2025, repealing all prior ordinances in conflict herewith, providing a severability clause, providing an effective date.
No change, Mayor and Council.
Thank you, Mr. Sherrill. Questions, council?
Will there be a back pay, one pay period of back pay on this? No.
It starts effective second pay period in October, and we make that very clear to everybody.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Other questions?
I make a motion to approve agenda item number 6 as read.
I have a motion. Have a second.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any further questions? Call for a vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye. It's unanimous. Thank you, all the employees of the city of Rockport. We appreciate you. All right. Item number 7, request to rezone property located at 1723 18th Street, also known as S5925 Swickheimer Block 249, lot part of 118.7, 118.7.045 acres to R2M Manufactured Housing District, currently zoned R1, First Single Family Dwelling District. We have a staff report and we'll have a public hearing.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. The property owners, Robert and Selena Yardley, they lost their home in the fires. They're wishing to replace it with a manufactured home. The application is for a single manufactured home. They're not trying to do a mobile home park. The property consists of 7.05 acres, which meets the requirements for an R2M, which is a manufactured housing district. As of the date of the posting, the staff received 2 responses against the rezone and 1 returned non-deliverable. Planning and Zoning Commission voted unanimously to recommend to City Council approval of the rezone. Since the posting, we've got 1 more sent back in favor and another 1 non-deliverable. Later on, or actually earlier, but at the end of the day, it was stated we were asked which properties were around there, so I printed out a couple maps. I have the maps showing which properties are against and where they meet with the existing property. So this shows, where the properties are in relation to the person trying to rezone.
Okay. Thank you. This time we'll hold a public hearing to hear anyone who has anything they would like to bring up on this particular matter. It is 5:15 and we are in public hearing. If you would like to address the council, please wave at me, let me know you're here, come forward, give us your name, and go right ahead.
Hi, I'm Selena Yardley. Our house was in the Salt Lake fire. We lost it all. My dad's in a wheelchair. to go with manufactured home because he's a bigger man. I needed to make sure that it was a roll-in shower and rails and very thick wood flooring. And that's what I can afford to do. When we first moved out there, we had a trailer home. I tore it down, my parents built themselves a house, and then the fire took it all. So, there's trailer houses all up and down our road. I have pictures of all of them. I mean, I don't know why they would be a problem.
Okay,
We pretty much stick to ourselves, so.
okay. Well, I regret your firing, the problem you had out there. There were a lot of people lost a lot of things. That's another reason we're thankful for our fire department, but thank you,
I'm so sorry to hear about it.
thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Anyone else? If not, we will close the public hearing. Let me turn the page. Consider approval, it is 5:17 to 2 minutes. Consider approval on the first two readings and ordinance amending the official zoning map as stipulated under Article 4.1 of the City of Rockport zoning ordinance number 1027 by changing the zoning of land from R1 First Single Family Dwelling District for property located at 1723 18th Street, also known as Swickheimer Block 249, lot part of 118 being 7.0458 acres to R2M Manufactured Housing District, repealing all ordinances in conflict therewith, providing for severability, providing an effective date. Anything else from building department? Council, you have questions?
Yes, Mayor, if I may. So I am all in favor of doing whatever we can to support this family out there in their loss. It's very unfortunate. You don't want to see that happen, so I want to support them in any way we can. Looking into the future, is an R2M, is it the best classification for this entire 7 acres? Is there something else, can we do a cup? Or that way, the future land use map shows it as a B1 on the future land use map, which is kind of what we wanted to do along the bypasses, everything that touches the bypass is B1. But with the R2, just to suffice as one residential unit.
Right.
Is it,
Well, there was discussion about, earlier today, could they do a cup? Because with a cup, you can say that it expires when they no longer own the property. And there was concern about if they sold it, somebody could come in and put a manufactured home park on that property.
correct.
Is it the best location for one? I don't consider it a bad location for one. There are many manufactured homes in that area, because when they were annexed, they're legal non-conforming. And everything is R1 when they're annexed.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's a decision that is really up to you. We were asked could you do a sunset on a rezone? So you give them the R2M, but then when they no longer own the property, it goes back to R1. I had not had a chance to speak with Mr. Rodriguez about that. I don't know that you can do that on a zoning. Yeah, it'll have to be a cup. Now, to do a cup, they have to start over.
Start the process, and I want to do everything I can to expedite the process for them. I don't want to delay it any longer. In the future, yes, one of the adjoiners is an RV park, not a manufactured home, but more of an RV park. And there's RV parks all up and down the bypass, but as far as a manufacturing home, the only one I can think of, like true mobile home park, is over there off of
3036. There's a nice
There's one
one.
right down from, the RV park, there's another one right there.
There's a lot of RV parks.
There's
Mobile home, but I have
a mobile home
like
park,
the one
not
that
an
goes
RV.
to Rockport Village, over behind
Right,
the nursing home.
right.
That is not RV park, but mobile
It's manufactured home park, yes.
manufactured home park.
And there are rules that they have to follow if they build one. You know, the street widths, minimums, spaces between the homes, the depth of the lots and stuff. So if they chose to do one, they would have to submit full plans for all the infrastructure and everything. But again, I think you need to decide if that's where you think a good location is for a manufactured home park.
What else?
are you looking to put on there?
Just ensuring that it's utilized as a single manufactured home versus
A full park.
a full park.
Yeah, that's, the use is specific to the tract. So to, so I'm sorry, what you're doing is approving uses on the property and not necessarily density on here, and that's the difference here. Now the applicant may choose to agree to that as a condition, as to there be only one use on that, or one, structure on that property. But as far as y'all's ability to do that, that's not something that can be done in the zoning process.
I think the other concern though is not her specifically putting more RVs on the lot. I think it's more after if she decides to sell it and then the next people that move in will make that into RV park. I think that's more the concern.
No, not an RV park. They'd have to get a cup, but a manufactured home park.
Then, okay, manufactured arm, sorry,
Yes.
manufactured home
Yes.
park. So after if she decided to sell in the future, they're able to, without any condition on there.
That's what y'all are considering right now, is not only the particular owner, but owners in the future.
Could it be that should council decide to approve it R2M tonight on first reading, can we start a cup process at the same time simultaneously?
We have to publish a new public hearing notice that takes about 3 weeks because you have to send it to them a week before it actually goes in the paper. Then you have to wait 2 more weeks. So and go back to P and Z for the cup. So yeah, it would start back to the
It
beginning.
would be starting back over.
And we could do it. I'm just saying it would be a process.
Ms. Yardley, is that something y'all would,
I've been without a home for 7 months.
well, I don't want to delay you
And I
any
still,
longer.
Ms. Shardy, can you come to the microphone so we can get it in the minutes, please?
Do we have one picked out and ready to be delivered?
yes.
We do? Okay.
Well, they're in the process of building it. I go up there and give them the down payment. They're gonna build the house and within 2 weeks and put it on there. And we've been without a home for 7 months. We're like camping stuff. We have no stove, we have no kitchen sink. I mean, it's hard. My dad can't get into the shower. Yes, this property it will be a generational property. There won't be any selling for, my parents bought it 50 years ago. I will own it after a while, so, and that's the reason we went ahead and got a mobile home, because I don't want to sell the property.
Other questions?
I have a question too. The way you're talking, is it a manufactured home or is it a modular home?
It's a manufactured home.
You're sure it's manufactured, not modular? Because modulars are allowed in R1.
It is a trailer house.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just a very well-built trailer house.
Okay.
It'll be like a 3 instead of a 2.
Triple wide, like a,
Well, no, it'll be a
Wind, you're talking
single
about wind
wide,
rating.
but like, in hurricane force winds,
Mhm.
instead of a 2,
oh, I got you.
it'll be a 3.
Yes, ma'am. Mayor, all things considered, and what this family's had to go through, I move to approve the rezone request.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further question? We'll call.
I've got some questions.
Go ahead.
I couldn't hear Art. Are we allowed under the rezone to put a sunset where it returns to R1 when the family's finished? I didn't hear that answer.
No, sir, that's not currently allowed in y'all's zoning rules.
All right, so if we approve this tonight to help the family out, we have no way of, adjusting this down the road when other owners or, down the road and what have you. We're stuck with this change permanently.
It would, the city could initiate its own rezoning in the future if it wanted to do that. Initiate its own zoning case with respect to this property. But based on the motion right now, it would be changed to, whatever the zoning is. In order to rechange it, in order to change in the future, the property owner would have to do it, or the city would have to initiate its own case.
And if
And that could open us up to litigation again if we are fighting future owners over some kind of a zoning change that we initiate.
I mean, could it open you up to litigation? I mean, yes. I mean, you can be sued for anything at any time. I'm not exactly sure how meritorious that suit would be, though.
in the future, since it is zoned R2, could be potentially zoned R2M, and the Yardley family decides to sell, a developer could come in, as long as it meets all current development rules that we have at that time, they could put it in a mobile home park without any real heartache, as long as they meet the
Well,
current.
they'd be allowed to by right at that point, yes.
Yes, sir. And we couldn't ask for anything extra above and beyond from them because it would already be zoned R2M, and
We couldn't ask for anything at that point. I mean, because
as long as it meets all
right.
their plan meets all the current.
As long as they didn't need any variances of any kind to the zoning ordinance, right?
I have an additional question. Based on the property's location, specifications, what zonings are appropriate if somebody came in a future time frame after sell that they could request if they meet all of the requirements for it regardless?
Well, the future land use map shows it's B1, general commercial. It's very appropriate. Manufactured home parks, I envision them in that area out there. Bypass 14th, 16th, 18th Street. This property does have really good bypass frontage. So if someone purchased it and wanted to do something other than this manufactured home park, they certainly could get a B1.
So regardless, it's gonna qualify for developmental zoning in a
Oh,
sense?
yes, yes.
Would it be one zoning allow for a mobile home?
No, it's one of the two R categories that are not allowed in B1. All the other Rs are,
Okay.
except R2 and R2M.
No, I have one question. Just because if this is something like with great confidence, you can say that it's a manufactured home, because if it's not and it's a modular home, you'd have to start all over anyways.
A modular is allowed in R1.
A modular,
They
okay, so
wouldn't have to do anything.
you wouldn't need this at all. Are you with certainty that it is a manufactured home?
I've been asking, but I haven't seen the paperwork, and just the way she's describing it, that sounds to me like a modular.
Right, and in R1, we cannot discriminate between a stick-built and a modular home.
What information and documentation have you been provided from the builder?
You've been there, not me. Have you gotten
You
anything?
can't- You can't order something without putting a down payment on it. And if I was to put the down payment on it, and then it doesn't go through, I lose all of that.
Yeah, no, I understand. Do you have any documentation on the building itself so that we can verify whether this is?
Who's your builder?
Maybe we can move on to another item and come back to it.
It's the trailer, service and Corpus.
Do you wanna move to another item and give us a second to do some research?
Please.
Okay.
Mayor, can we postpone item 7 to the,
Come back to it.
come back to it?
Yes. Moving to item number 8, we have update from Kay Adams on Wings Rescue Center. Go right in.
Hello,
How are you?
good. I
Good.
want to first of all thank you for allowing me Some of you may know me, some of you may not, but I've been around for quite a while. Anyway, I'm Kay Adams with Wings Rescue Center here in Rockport. We're proud that we are just about to celebrate our 10th anniversary of rescuing birds in the area, which is amazing for me because the time flies. Our facility is totally run by volunteers and donations. None of us get paid. So I wanted to state that we are state and federally approved for not only rehab, rescue, we're also now permitted for education. So we do a lot of presentations. We started from 0 in 2016. We now have a main hospital, we have a Raptor hospital, and both of these buildings are completely supplied with everything that we need to take care of our birds. We also have a big flight cage now, so like right now we have an owl in that flight cage, and once he proves that he can fly around in there on his own and find his own food, then we'll release him, and that is a great reward for us. We have many cages on the property now, and they're all being built again by donations and volunteers throughout the years. We also, in order to get some extra help that we need, we can't pay anybody physically, so we have 2 live-on-site housing, which again came from donations, and those people get free rent and utilities in exchange for help at the center. So that's what you do when you can't pay somebody. We do get a little bit of help from the county and the NAV district, which has been on board with us from day one. It took several years and a lot of donations to have what we have right now. But so far, just this year, presentations and tours of kids programs and senior centers, schools, we have brought 618 families to our presentations, which is pretty awesome. We're very proud of that. It took us a long time to, I think it took me almost 3 years just to get enough funds to build our little education building. The chamber, we participate with them a lot. We had 2 days of full house presentations, which are free to the public. We also do things for pathways. Something we're very, very proud of, we've got pre-vet students coming in from Kingsville University, Texas A&M, and we're on our 2nd year now training them, and what we're hoping to do is have them become exotic vets instead of just dog and cat. Because boy, I tell you, is that needed badly around here. So our education center is a big plus, and hopefully we can educate people on why we get birds and what they can do to help us prevent that. We also now have 7 federal approved raptors that are education birds that we can teach people, which we're real proud of because most people that show education birds don't rescue, rehab them. So we can tell and share things with people that most facilities can't do because they don't rescue and rehab them. We do. We also now, we're real proud of this too, is we also have a state certified wildlife garden around our education building thanks to the master naturalist. And that's really nice when you can bring in and show people how they can plant native plants to bring butterflies and birds and all this other kind of stuff. Talk about keep our area beautified. When we rescue different birds, we have to have complete details from names, addresses, latitude, longitude, and those reports go out. If you ever worked with government or state, you have a lot of paperwork. So we have to get a lot of great details. We break every area down. I explained to you that the NAV district and the county does help us a little bit, which is only a total of $3,500 a year per carrier. So if we have 6 birds in there, we get paid for 1. If we bring 1 bird in, we get paid for 1. So So a total of $3,500 a year, which does help, but it costs us at least that much to run the facility every month. So it keeps me busy trying to get things. One of the other reasons I'm here is hopefully we can get some help from the city. We average right now around 700 to 800 birds per year. And again, each one of these have to be documented exactly where they're located, whether they're in the city limits, the county, or the NAV district, or wherever we get the birds from. We get a lot of calls from the city, from the 911 Public Safety Center, the City Parks Department, City Police, late evening calls up to 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, which I take personally at home, and I go out and rescue that bird if I can. So we do a lot of rescues for the city. Some people think we get compensated from Texas Parks and Wildlife or the federal USFD, WD, and we don't. We get zero from them. In fact, the Texas Parks and Wildlife aren't even able to rescue anymore, let alone bring them to us. That all got stopped. So now we try to spread ourselves out, which there's basically, we have 2 volunteer dispatchers, and I'm one of them. Just in the Rockport city limits, not counting the county or the NAV district, since July 1st, we rescued 142 birds just in the city limits. This year alone in the NAV district, 100 rescues, the county 158. We lost 2 big grants this year, sadly, which has really helped us. And one was retirement, the guy that used to do the funding. And wherever the new person doing the funding or approves it, that's where the money goes. So sadly, it went out of state, out of our area, which helped a lot of nonprofits here in town. So that hurt. We also lost, for the last 2 years, the community store, which you all know they got divided from Castaways. And now they're up and running again, but that'll be the 2nd year, no funding and support from them, which they helped a lot of nonprofits here in the city. I think WRC, or Wings Rescue, has proven that we are a great added asset to the community, and we would really appreciate support from the city also. We can also assist your park rangers that you guys now have. That was cute. I got one of the little gals called us up to help with the bird rescue. But anyway, we could be your avian species. We wouldn't want to be an employee because we want to maintain a nonprofit situation. But like we have with the NAV district and the county, we do have a contract, which I'd be more than happy to leave one for you to see what we do. We bring a lot of visitors into town from all over the area. In fact, we've even had people from out of country during just different festivals, and they stay here and they spend money. Now, sadly, I don't know enough to know how to go about and get like hotel funds, any of that kind of stuff. And from what I understand, there's a lot of restrictions on what you can do. We really don't need any of those criteria, and a lot of the grants out there are that way. They want to help wildlife, but they don't. They have these standard forms that you fill out. So again, we really hope that we could get some support from the city. We rescue a lot of birds here, and a lot of the public think you do help us. So, and I don't really get into that with the people. But anyway, like I said, if you want to see this contract, I'd be glad to leave it with you. And any questions on anything?
Well, we appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you. We do too. I tell everybody, I said, we gotta love it because we don't get paid.
That's good. How can donations be made from the community? Is it on site? Do you have a website?
We have presentations. They leave us donations there. They email them when they bring us a bird, or we go rescue birds. Usually they get on our site and give us a donation.
Okay.
And we're totally dependent on that. Like I said, if it wasn't for donations and the supporters that we have, we wouldn't be here. So when people come into town, this is why the NAV district, they're the ones that started it, is like, our people are in town and they see a bird dying at the beach park. Does that bother them? Yes, it does. And so we're there for the rescue. And like I said, some of your city offices, that's out there helping in different ways, they call us all the time. So we're doing a lot of stuff for the city anyway, because we wanna help the birds. But we would really appreciate your support, but I don't know how to go about doing that.
Ms. Adams, what would be y'all's ask from the city? What's the monetary amount that would,
Right now, the NAV district as well as the county are giving us a total of $3,500 a year. If we go over that, we're out of luck. Okay. I am going to go back and hit them to see if we can get a little more. Gas has gone up a lot, and we do a lot of driving to do rescues. And again, these rescuers are all volunteers too. Our dispatcher, the dispatcher for the city, I'm sure gets paid. Ours doesn't. And she does it 7 days a week from 7 o'clock in the morning till about 7 o'clock at night.
I just want to
yeah.
confirm that the county and the NAV district each give 3,500?
Yes, max, yes. And like I said, I'll leave this, agreement if you'd like to see it.
Ma'am, is it $3,500 each or total?
Total,
Total.
total. In other words, $35 a carrier is what we get, up to a max of $3,500. Getting an additional $3,500 a year would be a great honor for us. Okay, I'd love to see more because it's costing us that much a month to rescue all the birds that we're doing. But,
Okay.
anyway, like I said, we would appreciate anything that the
You would
city
leave
could
it a
do.
contract with the
Yeah,
city
please
secretary
leave us
out
that
there, and we'll see
Okay.
what we can do. Thank you.
Thank you so
You're
much.
Thank you
welcome.
so much for all you guys do.
Thank you.
Next item, consider approval of city of Rockport employee holidays for 2026. Ms. Goodwin.
So we are proposing the same holidays that we always get, which is we throw in a 14th one, for you to decide whether you want to bring us back on a Friday or not, kind of like we did last year. There is only one that will affect your, which is on a Monday. Well, in the past, y'all have taken Columbus Day before. Last year, we didn't ask for Columbus. We asked for the day after Christmas, given it so that we didn't have to come back, fire everything up for Friday after, a holiday. So if you see the two asterisks, one is for January the 2nd, which is a Friday, and then the other one is Columbus Day. So, I think pretty much the city staff would prefer if we could have January the 2nd, instead of October the 12th. But it's totally your decision, and if you want to give us any extra ones, we'll be happy to take those too.
I'm pretty sure the state did away with Columbus Day, if I remember correctly, and they got another day. There was another day that they took in lieu of Columbus Day.
They named it, if I'm not mistaken, it's a federal holiday, that would have been, this Monday.
Yeah, they changed it to Indigenous Day.
Indigenous.
Yes. Does that affect your guys' work when the federal's closed down on Columbus Day?
The
It's not as
banks,
busy,
the post
but-
office, a lot of people think we're closed. So we can sometimes get more work done.
So what we do,
The kids are out of school.
Yes.
would we do the Friday in lieu of Columbus Day? The Friday after Christmas in lieu of? I'm sorry, New Year's, the Friday after New Year's in lieu of Columbus Day?
They want both.
Or do you want both?
No, there's no Columbus Day.
Yeah, state was open yesterday.
County was.
You guys are asking for those both additional days, correct? The day after New Year's Day and
We're
Columbus.
asking for whatever you'll allow us.
Okay.
So historically, we've gotten 12 holidays. I think, this year we got 13 because you very generously gave
day after Christmas, in addition to the 2 Christmas holidays. What I believe Shelley is proposing is another 13 with either Columbus Day or the day after New Year's Day, which would be the same Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that we have for Christmas now. I will tell you, the county, I believe, was closed Columbus Day.
They were not. Excuse me, boss, they were not. The
Okay,
county wasn't,
well,
but
there
the
you go.
town of Fulton was. But Aransas County was not closed.
And I believe they closed, the county for sure closed on Juneteenth, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a little bit of variation in our schedules, and that is totally okay, but that's what she was asking for. I don't think both, I think either or. And that is in addition to the 12 we normally get, that is an additional day off.
I would think, in my mind, that the Friday after New Year's Day would be probably better for planning purposes, for vacation, for the staff and everything. You're not coming back for one day after.
If you're
Maybe you
feeling
stayed up till
generous,
midnight.
that's the most practical one.
What's your pleasure?
I would be in favor of the day after New Year's Day as well. I think that would be, especially how it rolls this year.
So we're gonna be off for 3 days, we're gonna come back to work for 2 days, and then we're gonna be off for 3 more days, right? Because one set falls in this year and one set falls in next year, just so you're aware.
Do you personally think that's gonna affect your guys' work of getting stuff done around that time?
Those of us that have to work will be here working, and, everybody is expected to have to work regardless of holidays. It's a very slow time of the year.
Yeah.
As slow as it usually is, that's the slowest time. It's not,
We'll have our on-call.
yeah, everything will run as normal.
So it sounds like what we would do is take this list with the exception of Monday, October 12th, and this would be the list for this coming year, is that right?
Mayor, I move to approve item 9 as presented, using Friday, January 2nd as a 13th day, 13th holiday in the calendar year 2026.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second, any further question? If not, we'll call for a vote, Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor, aye, it's unanimous. What have we got from our research here?
So there's no way around the fact that that's not a manufactured home. But I think, Mr. Rodriguez has a solution for us. Well, he's looking at me like, actually, okay, I've got a solution.
You said it is or is not a manufactured?
It is a manufactured
It is,
home.
there's
Is
no way around it.
manufactured, okay.
It's not modular.
Okay.
Okay, we do have a motion.
I will amend it.
Well,
I can't amend it pending.
what is your recommendation?
I mean, I'm
It's not a recommendation,
not
it's
a
a
recommendation.
solution.
Oh, solution.
I mean, y'all could possibly approve it today and then come back at a later date to reverse the zoning and approve a CUP. And y'all can do that as, it's basically, the zoning map is the city zoning map, right? So you do have the opportunity to make those changes if you want to make those changes. And that would give the relief that you need right now, but also if y'all did come back later, provide the comfort of it's just, if the use is abandoned, it's not a continued use.
At any time we could go back and initiate the CUP process.
Yes.
Rezone it and require a CUP.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not just for this property.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
it can be for, y'all have an opportunity, every city has that opportunity to initiate their own zoning for whatever purposes they feel is necessary.
Who signs off with I guess the property owner then? I mean, how do you force?
Property owner would certainly be notified of
Yeah.
it. But yes, but it would be your own zoning process that you can do.
Okay.
It's not done often, but it is, and we went back and we confirmed that your ordinances do allow for that.
And it can be done without the participation of the property owner?
You'll provide them notice for
Just
sure.
notice?
Yes.
Would
In that case,
Are
we have
any
a motion
additional
and a second.
filings?
I already seconded.
Would it
Any
require
other-
any
any other
additional
questions?
filings?
Yes, you have to
If
follow
the
the
whole
process.
Yes, okay,
circumstances,
that was
I'm
my
gonna call for a vote. Ward one,
Do we need to modify our motion?
he did not. He said he didn't want,
I don't think so, not according to what he said.
we can go back and change it when we want to, if we decide to.
Can I just ask one question? You mentioned they could approve it fully tonight, or just approve it from between first to second reading?
Approve it fully tonight. And then we can initiate, I think it would be easiest to initiate the process right away with the consent of the property owner and to initiate the cup. There'll still be a second reading regardless, which doesn't happen until November. They can dispense, you can dispense with the second reading on zoning case.
That was gonna be my question.
Mayor, that I did.
You still, you don't modify your motion.
I
No,
think I
hold
need
on.
to modify,
We're moving too fast here. Yes, I need to,
What it is.
need to modify it with an approval on the first reading. Right?
yes, we need to, what, I just wanna hear out real quick before we keep moving forward here. Just wanna real quick understand the motion that we need to do. So we can do it correctly, and then when we come back to do the cup, we can do this correctly. So what will we need to do tonight to move forward and then be able to come back and modify it for the cup?
What's before you is an application for rezoning,
Mm-hmm.
which has been approved.
Already
and
second.
Seconded.
So if he wants to amend it to bring it back for the cup, do we need to amend it, or we just keep moving forward?
No,
Okay.
that's an independent process, and my apologies, I didn't mean
Okay.
to indicate it
Does
would
he
be
need
more.
to
I just needed to
Versus
slow that
one
down real
reading?
quick to understand that
It
more.
would be an independent process. For zoning cases is one of the few times in which you can approve it on one reading, as opposed to having the two reading requirement. So if you wanted to approve it on one reading, y'all could do that. I understand. I heard Councilman Brundrett indicate that. Is that correct?
I believe I need to amend my motion to include one reading.
That's what I was trying to get at. Like, we didn't say for
Mayor,
one
if I may
reading.
amend my motion
Yeah, it's up to you. Go right ahead. If
To,
she amends her second.
to approve, item 7 as presented on one reading.
Okay.
I'll amend my second.
Okay.
I-
So I
I'm sorry.
have a motion and a second.
And I have something to add.
Go right ahead.
When you come back for the rezone and the cup, you're gonna have to allow the cup for a trailer, manufactured housing park with one slot. You can't just put, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I didn't want them to be surprised.
Got a motion and a second. Anything else? We'll call for a vote. Ward one,
Aye.
Ward two,
Nay.
Ward three,
Aye.
Ward four.
Aye.
Mayor, ayes. Ward one, approved. Okay. City managers update and so forth.
Just really quickly, we have our CVB website launching tomorrow. It's visit.rockportfulton.com. Give that a look. I've been so worried about Art's microphone, I forgot mine. Visit rockportfulton.com. That is our new website that allows, businesses to upload their own information and advertise, for themselves, basically. There should be some other really good stuff on there. Give it a look. If it crashes tomorrow, just know we're working on it. City
Launch
show.
about noon.
Huh?
Launch about noon.
Okay, about noon. City showcase is on the 22nd. That's basically gonna be state of the city, but we intend to have every department there kind of showing what they do. If you have questions about that, be sure and let me know. TML is in 2 weeks. Myself and Shelley, are you presenting? No. Okay, myself and Brad Bullock from Messer Fort McDonald both have sessions that we're presenting at, if y'all wanna catch that. And then I'm out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and mostly unavailable, and so I'm leaving the chief in charge. We'll see how it goes.
Thank you. Reports from council.
I have nothing to report at this time.
Ward two,
Nothing to report, sir.
Ward Ward 3.
I feel like I wasn't here if I didn't talk. So, been a little football game on Friday. Rockport beat the number 5 to number 10, however, whichever website you read, in the state, Cuero. It was a heck of a football game, and congratulations to the Pirates. And, the guys played a hell of a game. And, congratulations to coach staff and, everybody at the school district. Secondly, we have early voting coming up. There is a few things on there from the state, some propositions. Educate yourself on those, please. There's also an important one for the school district called a VIII. If you would, please educate yourself on that. Do your research, vote your pleasure on that, but please get out there, vote early. Don't vote often, but vote early. And if you want to vote often, I guess that's your pleasure too. But just educate yourself on what's out there, and please get out there and vote. That's all I have, Mayor.
Ward 4.
I just want to recognize we have Halloween coming up, which is on a Friday, and we have Whistler's Cove in my ward, and you know, it's a hot spot. So everyone that is going to go out there, please be respectful of the people that actually live in that neighborhood. Also be safe with the children that are walking around and crossing Enterprise. It's going to be busy, but try to have patience and not try to, just make it enjoyable for everyone that is included that night. So thank you.
The Seafair was great. We may have mentioned that already. Everything worked fine. There were a lot of people in town, and I understand from the chamber that they were right fond of everything that took place. On the constitutional amendment vote, there is one item. It's amendment number 4 that has to do with the state repeatedly, year after year, funding searches for more water and helping communities in developing water capabilities. And so look at that and think seriously about it, because we get a lot of concern about people and how much water we got. And if the state will help pay for that, it would be a really good thing. I have nothing else. I'd entertain a moment
Motion to adjourn.
to adjourn. I have a motion. I have a second.
I know.
I'd let them have it.
It is 5:58 and we're adjourned.
I got to share it.
Have a good evening.
We got a phone call time. It says here, transplant. She's on donor transplant. She got a kidney today. Just
Rick.
We're actually gonna have fun.
I had heard back from Jeff.
Yeah, it was like,
But his liver-
yeah, Melissa.